Baruch Ato Hashem, Mesameach Tzidkenu. Remember those songs?
Of course.
My mother has chassidish Vishnitz family. Her maiden name is Adler.
I feel that people see that in you. Like when you admit that you're human, they feel like, wow, look, Shwekey said that it's like, in this generation, this is so important.
My dear Talmud, you don't know how much I love you. Sheva Yipol Tzaddik Kam. The fact that he fell, that's what made him a tzaddik. I enjoyed it tremendously, you should know.
Why?
I really enjoyed. The chassidim are so into the details. They love to know the background of the song, how it was composed, when it was composed, what did you eat that day?
That's my next question, literally.
Paprikash potatoes over there in the Borough Park, where the guy says, "Vos noch," and I'm ordering, and he's telling me, "Vos noch," and I put on a strammel, and I asked the guy, "How much is it?" He said, like $7,000. I'm like, "Wow!" And it's heavy. I don't know how you move your head with that thing. It's 150,000 people there.
What does Shwekey need to have when he travels?
You have direct questions that make sense.
Thank you.
Mit der Starkheit.
Welcome to another episode of Podsitivity. Today I'm super excited to bring on the legendary, I call him Rabbi because I know he learns a lot, Rabbi Yaakov Shwekey. But in the podcast I'm going to call him Yaakov because he's a friendly person. A person that I've been looking up all my life from when I was born, enjoying all of your beautiful albums. But also recently, since the world of social media, and we've started seeing messages from Yaakov of inspiration, of chizik. Very oftenly Yaakov will come out and speak about connecting with people, because I think we've moved into a generation where there's a lot more healing, a lot more awareness. And I think also even your music has shifted into that more like with a message and a power, and we are a miracle and we are a light, and all these kind of concepts and ideas. So my first question is, I'm curious from your end, how have you seen that shift from your music perspective, where at the beginning it was all about like having a catchy song like Ben Bagbag or Mama Rochel, which was already, very spiritual, to creating now songs that I think are more spiritual as the world is changing into a more spiritual, awakening, healing kind of place?
First of all, welcome to my home.
Yes.
It's great to be here, Eli.
Thank you.
I mean, seeing you in different places, your smile, your happiness. Positivity is very, very important in Yiddishkeit. It really, really is important.
Thank you.
We spoke about that a little bit, just to be besimcha and have that joy is everything Hashem wants from us. Yeah. We're coming into Elul, and I think many people you see take it, of course you have to take it seriously, but they think, and I thought also when I was younger, taking it seriously means being with your head down and really in a state of not total happiness, but more, down about things. And I learned as I get mature and as you grow older and as you look at Svarim and as you learn, and first of all, the title Rabbi, it does not really fit. I don't believe that so. But I feel that a lot of the Svarim talk about the joy of Yahadus, the joy of Judaism, is something that is everything. I realize as I get older, it's everything. Hashem does not want, even in Parshas Kisaveh, it says, we're going to get there soon, it says straight out that all the negativity and everything that happened in the world that was from heaven, deserved upon Am Yisrael is because if you can't get a more revealing pasuk than that. You have to do it b'tuv levav, with a good heart. You talk about positivity, good heart, happiness, joy. Yes, there is bumps in life, but music, I look at music really, and you're right, as I got more into it, seeing that the youth are connecting to messages that they can relate to. You said more spiritual. It was spiritual from the beginning. You talk about Rachem, you talk about songs that have been the cries and the prayers of Jewish people. To me, it's doing everything now. It's doing music for everyone. Every type of genre. We're here in Deal, New Jersey. So many of these kids in our Syrian community were not kids that listened to Jewish music. They didn't connect to Hasidic style music.
Yeah.
And I branched out a little bit to connect to them. The whole point was to, get to the youth and really connect. And Baruch Hashem, it really worked wonders to see. Even tonight in the restaurant, you saw this little kid.
Yeah.
He's coming over and talking about songs. He's connecting. He's not going to connect to a song like Rachem, but he's connecting to We Are a Miracle. He's connected to I Can Be Anything.
Yeah.
He's connecting to, Cry No More. He's connecting to certain English songs that talk to him. Yeah. And you have to do everything in music today. Today, Klal Yisrael, Baruch Hashem, is growing. We're all over the world. And it's important to send, now we do EPs. It's not really full albums anymore. We did Guf and Neshama now.
Right.
And it's just EPs of 5,
5
6,
songs.
7 songs. You
Very
don't give
nice.
them 12, 13 songs. Too much. But we do have to cater to a lot of different, backgrounds in Am Yisrael. And music is the one language that talks to everyone.
Right.
It's the universal,
Right.
Emotional language.
Right. You're getting me super curious as you're sharing these beautiful things. In my head, I'm going to that little young Shwekey, before he was Shwekey. So I didn't even think I'll go there, because I don't think you need an introduction. But what was a young version of Shwekey growing up as a kid, as a bacher? At which point did you feel that you want to help people through Simcha? And then you said, you know what? Let me sing. This is my gift.
It's really interesting. I mean, going back, I'm working now on a Shabbos project with Art Squirrel and writing a sefer about Zmiris, and also the stories behind the Shabbos songs, and working with Donnie Gross to put out, brand new medleys of Shabbos songs.
Right.
Because me growing up, the memories I have was of my brothers and sisters sitting around the table and singing every type of music. Hasidic songs, Belza songs, Chabad songs we sang, Diaspora Yeshiva Band, Joe Amar,
Wow.
of course, Mordechai David, Avram Fried.
Who inspired that? Was that you, your father? Like who?
It's interesting. My mother was born in DP camps in Germany, Alei Shalom, and my father, Alav Shalom, came from Egypt when he was 14 years old. So it's vast opposite extremes.
So
It's
it was
interesting.
more you probably, more the family, the kids that brought in this kind of music style.
So my older brother, who composed a lot of my early songs, my brother composed V'nihi Nachnu.
Oh, really?
Tzetzu. He composed Ahoy Beni Beni. He composed a lot of my earlier songs.
Yeah.
He composed Baruch Ato Hashem Mesameach Tzidkenu. You remember those songs?
Of course.
Anyway, I'm asking him to do some Shabbos songs for me now on this project, but he's a legendary composer and a big Talmid Chacham, and he brought in a lot. He's a musical genius. My sisters are also very, I have a sister Chana. She's very, very into music. She lives in Miami now. Her husband is a Rebbe. But anyway, we brought a lot of everything, Philharmonic songs, Silva Zemer, of course, Boys Choir, Miami Boys, but everything.
Right.
And my father was very open, although he came from Egypt at 14, and my mother, was totally from the Ashkenaz Hasidic side. My mother has Hasidic Vizhnitz family. Her maiden name is Adler.
Wow.
And so a lot of Hasidic cousins too. So we have both sides in the extreme, basically.
Yeah.
And then came me,
a
fusion of,
everything.
of everything. So I'm trying musically to be able to
you just had
connect the dots and connect every,
You just had a Hasidic concert. You just gave out a
Right.
collection album recently that had 6 or 7 different medleys of Shabbos and
Those were the
Kalabach.
days,
Hasidic.
right.
Yeah, and it was a beautiful album, a
Yeah.
major hit. So that it's really inspiring. So I'm curious, how many siblings altogether?
4 boys, 4 girls.
4 boys, so 8 siblings. How did you said you have older, younger, how did this one Shwekey rise up? I'm very curious.
It's interesting.
now.
I was always on the table, on the Shabbos table.
I always thought about it as a kid that Shwekey is a first name. Like everybody says
A lot of people
Shwekey,
think
Shwekey, yeah.
And so it's catchy.
And it's
Wow.
catchy.
Did you make up like a stage name? I'm like, oh, that's my name.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Somebody told me, by the way, from the music industry, I'm not going to say his name. He said, by the way, don't use that name, Shwekey, because nobody's going to know who you are. They're going to think it's some sort of Disney character or something. So I said, that's my name. I got to use my name. What are we going to use? Rosenberg or something?
Yeah.
Einhorn. What am I
Yeah,
gonna
no,
say?
I'm gonna be honest. I was in the gym now, and the trainer over there, she had a hard time like identifying
Yeah.
Shwekey. But when she heard the music, she was like, "Wow, this guy is good," and she's not even Jewish.
Yeah. Again, by the way, a lot of in Deal, New Jersey, everybody has a maid or two, a housemaid.
Right. Okay.
And I come into these homes sometimes. I eat Shabbos there. We're all friendly here.
Yeah.
And the goiters are singing along. They're all,
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, they know the music today with streaming and this, that, everybody.
Right.
But anyway, we cater to, by the way, the Syrian community who always said the word Shabbat. They never said Shabbos. They didn't even know what
Right.
Shabbos meant. They're all singing now. Baruch Hashem, it's Shabbos.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
And
It's
they
also
gravitate.
international.
And also an international song.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how it works. That music can penetrate and go into every home today and be able to combine all different communities and backgrounds. I perform Baruch Hashem all over, and you see everybody gravitating to not only their type of, because everybody's so well educated now.
Yeah.
Everybody's so well versed. Yeah, social media. Listen, you talk about social media, some say it's a very negative thing, which you could use it for positivity.
Right.
Like you're saying, you use the technology today was given. I asked actually a few Rabbanim, high leading Rabbanim. One of them is in Israel. And I told him, by the way, I specifically have a social media account, but I don't have it. I'm not, somebody does it for me.
No.
But should I engage it? Meaning, should I be? He said, if you have an inspiring thing to do, this, that, the youth are there. If the youth are there, you have to show them inspiration,
Right.
and you have to carry the torch of being the ambassador
Right.
for Hashem.
Right.
It's a Kiddush Hashem. If you can make positive inspiration and do it in a way that you can send a message home to different kids around, I'm telling you, I got to say this. When COVID was happening, and my wife told me, my wife Janine, who has the Special Children's Center, you know that,
Yeah.
an organization that he helps almost 1,000 families now. Started in 5 towns and have 100 children there. And we're in Brooklyn as well. And she has a deal camp. So she's very, very well versed with so many. She told me, you have to do a concert from home. Stream a concert. I'm like, I didn't know what stream. So when COVID just began and people were really, she was telling me, she said, music is such a healer. Everybody's home. Do a concert from home. I'm like, who's going to watch?
Yeah.
Who's going to care about a concert from home? Do you know that the guy told me, I still hear about it till today, hundreds and hundreds of thousands tuned in. They said let's say it's the average of 3, 4, 5
Per account that logs in. Yeah.
whatever login. I would say, according to them, is over 1 million people.
Oh my God. Wow.
Were attending, and I looked at myself afterwards, and I got calls from around the world about it. I can't believe it. I just can't believe the power. Hashem sent technology. I thought I was home. My son-in-law came in. My daughter was in
You
pajamas.
set up or what? Yeah.
I got a guy with a mask to come in here like a robot. He came in all, geared up to like a spaceman to connect the technology of. I don't even know how to do it. I hired a company to do it. And I'm telling you, I could not believe the inspiration from people around the world that called me. With this room, by the way, was a video. I had this thing all set up. Everyday videos for bar mitzvahs and weddings for people who are having backyard. They wanted to do something for their children. So they used to reach out to me. Hey, can you do a video for that? And you don't realize how Hashem sent technology. Yes, there was a virus sent. Yes, it was difficult. Yes, there was a lot of sad news. But if you can uplift people with technology and you can use it for, raising the inspiration, what better use is that?
Yeah. And to add to that, I think
and
also...
you're doing a great job too, Ali.
Thank you. I sometimes I feel like, in a sense, I feel like I'm so young. It's sometimes such a big responsibility. But that's also what I feel like. I feel like you said, the youth, they connect to people that have a following. Everybody likes to look up to a rabbi sometimes, but sometimes they feel like, okay, I also hear my rabbi, but then there's different parts of the day where I'm looking for an inspiration from somebody that is a musical singer and that that is, or they call it a celebrity, let me see what he's talking about, especially when it comes to things like going through difficult challenges. How is this person tackling his life? How is he going through? And if this person is going through something, many people, and I'm young, I feel very humble when I say this, they tell me like, oh, like Ellie, if you can admit that you had a bad day, then that means that I can also have a bad day. Like if you're human, then I'm also human. And I feel like they see I feel that people see that in you. Like when you admit that you're human, they feel like, wow, look, Shwekey said that it's like, in this generation, this is so important.
Listen, you're right. When I first started, and this is many years already, I didn't realize how, my words carry weight with people. I took it easy, like I didn't realize, and then years go on, and you're like, wow, this guy became frum. This guy today, I had a story today. I went to sing at a camp in the middle of the day today, in Lakewood, Camp Chevra, they call it. This guy was a staff member. He comes over to me. This was today. Mm-hmm. And he says, I want to thank you for, the fact that I'm religious today, is the song Ma Toivu Alecha Yaakov. Ma.
Yeah.
Wow. I thought it was a great dance song, He's in Atlanta, Georgia. He's a kid. Wow. And he's sitting and listening to this song. And he says, my dream is to learn Torah one day and to be religious. Not religious. And he tells his parents, and his parents said, no way, you're going to college. They don't know any better. You're going to college, and this is what you're... And he kept listening to the song and dreaming and praying and davening that he can one day be in Lakewood, New Jersey, and just learn and be a frum Yid. And he's thanking me today. And I'm looking at myself. I recorded his message. I sent it to Yitzi Wallner because I went back to the studio there to finish another song that's going to come out soon. Mm-hmm. And we always talk about it, Yitzi and I, because we're very close over so many years writing songs together. Mm. To hear these stories nonstop of people connecting to music like they can never connect to anything else. Of course rabbis are important. Of course we need our rabbanim. Of course you need Torah. Torah is the greatest gift of all. But at the same time, the Vilna Gaon writes, by the way, if there wasn't Torah in the world, he would be dealing with music all day long. The Vilna Gaon, Chassam Sofer said that he's willing to give 1/3 of his Olam Haba if he learned how to sing. To connect through music, they felt, even the Gedolim felt that if you can, and that's why David HaMelech is the mouthpiece of Am Yisrael. David HaMelech is Tehillim, you represent through song. Even when he had challenges, he still started it with Mizmor. He still started with Zemer. He still started with Shir Lamalot. Everything was a Shir. Everything was a Mizmor. David HaMelech took life and he made it into a song. Yeah. And sometimes you have to learn how to sing, and even through hardships in life. But at the same time, you're right. They connect through stories. They connect through songs. And people, I've seen tremendous change with people. Many stories like I heard today. So it's a tremendous chus to be able to be the shliach. No question about it.
Right, that's beautiful. And you have now, the 27th, you have a very nice big concert coming up.
August 27th, Light Up the Night.
Light Up the Night. Tell us a little bit about it.
It's a tremendous Kiddush Hashem. We have, this year comes out on a Tuesday, August 27th, Light Up the Night for the Special Children's Center. Mm-hmm. The Special Children's Center is an organization my wife started when she was 16 years old. You're talking about many, many, many years ago. Actually, when I just started singing, she was like a year before that. So it's almost 25 years. And it's amazing the amount. Just this morning after davening, I was telling you just today, a father came over to me of a special child, really emotional, thanking us for the fact that he can live, the fact that his other siblings are taken care of. He can send them to the center. I mean, every day, stories and stories. But it's unbelievable. It's an after-school respite. It's a school. They have group homes. They have a therapeutic pool. They have 30 acres of land as a farm with therapy horses. I mean, you name it, they have it. And it's something she started many, many years ago. And they do concerts just to bring also the community together. They do very, very nice concerts outdoors. It's on Ocean Avenue and DSN. Mm-hmm. And you can click, if you can send the link out for people that want to...
I'm going to put it in the description.
people want to join, it's Tuesday night, August 27th, and we're going to also sing this brand new song that's coming out tomorrow on 24/6, and then later on Apple and Spotify and everything. It's called Dance Your Fears Away.
Oh, so I want, yeah, so very interesting. So what's the dance the fears away? Because I think that we live in a world that's very much driven by fear. I think that Klal Yisrael in general, our story is a fearful story. Even from the beginning, Yetzias Mitzrayim, there was fear that went in. Obviously, also in the last few hundred years with anti-Semitism, we do live in fear. Even though maybe today we shouldn't be living in fear, there is nothing to fear. I think we live in the most beautiful time in history. Like I feel like we have so much abundance,
very lucky, right?
the nicest houses, the nicest cars,
We're very lucky,
good food all over. But people still have fear deeply rooted inside of them because of their own parents and generational trauma, they call it. Like it's not even their own thing. It's
Well, first of
from
all,
up
there
there.
are places in Israel that still live in fear, and
Right.
our people, you have to understand, it's not just America. There are people that are really belachats, people living in hotels now for the last, I don't know, who knows, almost a year, if not more, because they had to move out of their kibbutzim or whatever it is. So there are people really living in fear. But in general, you're right, but there was a story, it's amazing, an inspirational story that from Rabbi Y.Y. Jacobson's mother. I'm lucky to be close to Rabbi Y.Y. And I heard him say this story once, and I was very moved about his grandmother. His grandmother went to seek and get a bracha from the Lubavitcher Rebbe. And she went to him and she said, besides this bracha, I need assistance. I need a way, an idea how to get rid of my fears and anxiety. And he looked at her, and he knew her, Mrs. Lipsker, Alea Shalom. She's in the beginning of the video, and you see her looking at the Rebbe. And he said, I want you, he knew she knew how to dance. He said, I want you to go once a week, uninvited, to a wedding, and just dance for someone else, and be happy for someone else. And come back to me in 12 months, and then we can reassess the issue.
Yeah.
She went and she danced, and once a week she would go. Forget about the food, forget about the smorgasbord, forget about everything else. I'm dancing for others. I'm being happy for someone else. And she danced her fears away. 12 months later, she came to the Rebbe. She was a different person. And she said, and the rest of her life, she kept on dancing. And it's amazing. The last night of her life, she had a grandchild's wedding she couldn't make it to. She was in the hospital. And they came back with the wedding clothes, and they danced around her bed as she returned her neshama to her maker. Right. Hashem made it that way, that they should dance around her.
The night of her grandchild, wow.
The night of her grandchild. So I thought it was a tremendous genius of the Rebbe. Tremendous, he doesn't need my compliments, but
Right.
I took this inspiration and I did probably my most energetic English song by far in terms of energy, because it's danceable. If you turn on the song and you don't get out of your seat, that means you're sitting in a very, very comfortable chair that you can't even get up. Because it's so danceable and so emotional.
Yeah.
Like you said before, you can do the most energetic song, but it's got to have a message.
Yeah.
Yitzi and I always say, Jewish music is about inspirational messages through the song.
Yeah.
Not stam what they sell you, in the street. And unfortunately, the Goyish music, most of it is just, there are deep songs. I'm not saying there isn't, but our music is inspirational, spiritual messages, even if it's a fast song.
Right.
Even if it's a dance song, it's got to have Tadlikat Hayesh.
Right.
Tadlikat Hayesh is light the fire that you have inside.
Yeah.
You have a fire within you to light. You got to light it.
Right.
Ani ma'amin b'nisim. You got to believe. Ani yodea sheyesh. You got to know it. You don't have to believe. You have to know it. All these things have a specific message and an emotional message. So this Dance Your Fears Away is coming out tomorrow on 24/6, and then it's going to come out subsequently on the other platforms, and also working on the video to come out hopefully tomorrow or the next day. Mitzvah Shem.
Right.
The video has got robots in it. It's got different
Yes.
things.
How did you go about going that modern in this day and age? I mean,
I felt that today you need also the the energy of today.
Right.
When you have, like I spoke about technology before, when you have the sound of today, when you're able to really kick it into high gear with all the libraries of technology that we have today, I think if you can insert it in a way that makes, the key is the lyrics, the message, the emotion that comes with it, not stam noise.
Right.
That's the key. You put on noise. Noise is easy.
Right.
It's to find the chiddush within the song,
Right.
to find the right lyric, to find the right message. I got inspired from this story. I said, I got to do something. So many people have fears, anxiety. It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Let them listen to this. There was a guy actually in the studio, Itzi Waldner was telling me today, who was going through a very, very challenging time in his life with his marriage. And Yitzi played him the song. He was telling me, he's like, play it again. Play it again. It transformed him to a different place.
Yeah.
You close your eyes and you listen to the lyrics and you're able to take yourself out of the situation and go somewhere else. That's a gift Hashem gave us in this world, and we must use it for Yidden around the world.
Wow. I think that you say every song needs to have a Yiddish, but I think that the Yiddish of your career, of Yaakov Shwekey, is that you're not just a singer, which there are many. I think you're also very much a performer, and probably the best Jewish performer in the United States, who has done probably the most shows and stuff like that.
Well,
when did you get into performing? I'm curious, and how does that feel for you? Because it's different than singing. It goes together, but what I love about performing is that it's an action. You're taking action. You're exercising yourself. You're exercising the audience to get physical.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how truthful your positive accolades about me is, but I don't know. I have to say that singers come over to me all the time and ask me certain things about music, about how they can be more successful, and I really feel that you have to be deep into your song. Mm-hmm. Meaning, this dance song, for instance, or We Are a Miracle, or wherever you mentioned before, you got to be all in. Meaning, you're not doing the song for stam it's another song to your career. It's you know what, I want to make this song a hit. I don't really care if it's a hit or not a hit. Yeah, Mitzvah Shem, it should be, and of course I care that people listen to it, but that's not the main focus. Is to be deep into the message, feel the message, and really close your eyes like nobody's there. I don't care if there's 2 people in the crowd, 200 people, 2,000 or 20,000 or whatever. You have to feel like you're the luckiest person to be the messenger of that song. Right. And to be in it. Mamish be in it. Close everything out in your life when you're performing and focus solely on being in the mikveh music.
Yeah.
I should say. Being knee deep and be toiveling in the music. And I feel that the greatest performers are those guys that are able to, knee deep really into the message and not care so much about everything that comes with it.
Right. Okay.
Celebrity, this, that, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. We're just like everybody else. We have a gift that it's not ours. I could speak for myself. I'm not any more special than anybody else. I have a gift that Hashem lent to me. He lent it. And He wants to make sure that I represent it correctly, and I try as best I can to do that and to feel like it's not mine. It's for Am Yisrael, and to really be, yes, I have to make a parnasa. Yes, you have to work. Yes, you have to be there for your family. But at the end of the day, all our gifts that we have is really not ours. No. It's something that's on loan. Yeah. And we say every day, Moide ani lefanecha, right? Melech chai v'kayam, shechazarta bi nishmati. Thank you for returning back my neshama. Bechemla rabba emunatecha. Yeah. So they ask, what's emunatecha? What is this? Just say bechemla rabba. Thank you, Hashem, for giving me back. Emunatecha is really His belief in us. Thank you, Hashem, for giving me my neshama. You know why? Because you believe in me. Right. You must have given it to me back today because you believe in me. And you believe I can do something good today. And if you feel like you're doing on your podcast or whatever you're posting or whatever it is, if you feel You want to send the right message to Am Yisrael, and you say to yourself in the morning, hey, what can I do to inspire people today? And that's what you're doing. Emunah Sechel. Thank you, Hashem, for giving me back my soul, because you believe that I can do something positive for the world today.
Right. I'm inspired and touched. I think that I have another question. I have a different question, but I'm going to this question. I want to know how you talk about how Hashem needs us, but I feel like so many people, they do a little thing wrong, sometimes a little bit something in their Yiddishkeit, and they feel like, I'm not relevant anymore. I don't fit into my community. I don't fit into God. I don't fit into what the Torah says because I can't keep this one thing. How does a person like that get up from that and take out a chizik that he is still good enough for?
Well, first of all, if you look at this forum, you see the greatest Yetzer Hara is that. The greatest Yetzer Hara is Yush, to give up hope. Hope is probably the most powerful word that we have. You must believe that if He gave you back your soul today, Hashem wants... Put it this way. Look at it this way. Every mother has Rahmanas on her child, right?
Yes.
There's no greater Rahmanas than a mother on a child. Mm-hmm. Who created that? Who created that a mother should have Rahmanas on a child? If you take all the mothers and all the Rahmanas and everything from the beginning of time till now, when you put it in a box, they say Hashem is thousands and millions times more Rahman than that. So yes, you have to feel He's Avinu before Malkeinu. He wants the best for you. You have to just do something small, and never feel like you're not relevant, because tshuva is the greatest gift He could have given us. Why did He do that? He should have said, you know what? I created you, I gave you everything. Whatever you do, whatever you don't. No, I give you a day you can cleanse. I give you Yom Tovim, I give you this, He wants you to just make something small on your list that you can be better. If somebody, by the way, it says Sheva Yipol Tzadik V'kam, right?
Yeah.
A tzaddik falls 7 times and then he gets up. It was a Talmud that wrote Reb Hutner, is a famous letter. He wrote this thing. He says, I'm giving up. My Yetzer Hara is too strong. I can't. I do too many averos. I don't feel I'm relevant anymore. And he writes him back. He says, I was so wrong. He writes, my dear Talmud, you don't know how much I love you. Sheva Yipol Tzadik V'kam. The fact that he fell, that's what made him a tzaddik. The fact that the Yipol made him a tzaddik v'kam. He said, there's nobody that didn't make mistakes ever in history. Nobody. Very few. Very, very few. Less than a handful, maybe.
Right.
That were total, pure. Everybody on their level, of course. But you have to just understand and think, look at a few Sfarim, look at the books, and see that Hashem, our Father, is someone that's not a human, so we can't relate to it, but He's the creator of the world, that all the Rahmanas that we see, He's thousands and millions more than that. So you can never, and the Yetzer Hara is the greatest enemy. He's there to say that. That's his biggest weapon.
Yeah.
You're not relevant, you didn't do good. You are very relevant. You're a shining neshama. You just have to sometimes brush it off, dust it.
Yeah.
Dust it.
I love that. I don't want to keep you for much longer. I have to ask this question.
You're a great interviewer.
Thank you.
You're a great interviewer.
Thank you.
You have direct questions that make sense.
Thank you. I appreciate it. This is when I come prepared. I wrote some stuff.
Oh, very good.
With your pen. Respectful.
Anytime. Take it home with you.
Oh, shit. Yaakov, I got to ask you this question.
Not anything fancy. I should have given you something better. Go ahead.
I feel like this question you're probably going to say, again, positivity. But the honest truth is, you are one of the most humble people I ever met. And you have all this reason to be a big shot, to have that ego, But whenever I met you, You're always so nice, and to everybody, not just to me. I watched you, I observed you in different restaurants, and you're just the most humble guy. But besides humbleness, I want to get to something else that I noticed in you, which is calmness. You have this calm energy that nobody has, and I noticed it when you are on a Haas concert. I noticed it from knowing you in person and meeting you. And calmness is something that so many people want in their life. They just want to be calm. They're like, whatever's happening in my life, I'm okay with that. How do I stay calm and present in the moment? I've yet to meet somebody that is so calm like you are, like a good positive energy.
I mean, it's a good question. I never
I'm putting you on the spot, yeah.
No, I never had this nervousness of I do believe that you have to be very confident in what you do. If you're confident, doesn't mean you're arrogant. It means that you have a great gift. You know, the greatest gedolim, I mean, lahavdil, even Rabbi Feinstein, he knew he was the greatest of the generation, yet he was the most humble. Because humility is really it's not being confident, it's knowing who you are, but knowing that the gift is from him. That is humility, not, oh, I'm nothing, I'm not. No, am something. I'm very confident in my abilities, but I know my abilities is not really me. And listen, Baruch Hashem, I learned in great yeshivas and Chafetz Chaim, and I used to learn. The very big focus in yeshiva was musar and character, and always trying to. And I have plenty to go. Every day that you're alive, you're supposed to, understand that character is the most important thing. If you don't have character, and you don't have, the prerequisite to learning Torah is having the foundation of human decency, of human positivity, of human, being an ambassador of love, of light, of understanding that you can give a good word to someone. Anybody can do that. You can give a good word to someone and you can lift them up to the heavens saying, hey, it's a beautiful suit you're wearing. Hey, that's just a great haircut. Hey, those are beautiful shoes. What do you lose? What do you lose by... I learned that from my Rebbeim over and over, and you start trying to behave that way, and you realize you are making a positive impression on people by giving them the confidence that they are everything they can be. You go to a little kid coming into shul, I always say, hey, you come to shul, you're amazing. Just by coming to shul, you're great.
Right.
You're dressed beautiful, and you never know those type of things. The calmness of it, I mean, I guess it's something that I was never nervous to jump on stage. Yes, at the beginning was definitely...
Yeah, I was just going to ask, you performed in front of tens of thousands of people. Something's got to go through your body.
There's no question you're feeling the adrenaline of what you're doing. That doesn't mean you're nervous. I feel that, there were times in the beginning, I wasn't used to it. I was a little nervous for sure. That's a natural thing. But as you get more used to it, and as you get up and you say a prayer, and you ask Hashem right before you get on stage, hey, it's all you. Give me the siyata dishmaya. Give me the help that I need to be able to... The voice is so sensitive. I mean, I'll never forget sitting with my dear friend Avram Fried in Israel. We were at a restaurant. We had concerts the same night in different places, and we stayed in the same hotel. So we went out to dinner together. And we were talking about it, and he was asking me questions about my voice, and I was asking him. Obviously, everybody's different. Every human is different. He's very sensitive to air conditioning. Mm-hmm. So he can't sleep like the night before. He has to sleep with very little air conditioning. He can't. And I'm sensitive not to that. I need just my sleep. And we were talking about it. We say, look at the nisim Hashem has to make for us. Look at the miracles. You go through so many concerts, so many years. You have to have health. You have to have voice. You have to have... But anyway, it's a calmness knowing Ani yodea sheyesh Elokim, Ani ma'amin b'nisim, and realizing that, hey, nothing's up to us. We just got to do our part, and He does the rest.
Right. It's really, really inspiring and beautiful. I'm going to go through a few short questions.
Checking off the list on
Checking off the list. No, it's more like people want to know. People like the interesting things. And we didn't get into a little bit who really Yaakov is. This was very inspirational. I'm curious, what's your biggest challenge of being Yaakov Shwekey? What's the biggest challenge of being famous?
I mean, in the beginning years was just, working on the patience for everyone, making sure you take a picture with every kid, make sure you try to make everybody happy. You walk away. I just did a few camps this last few weeks, a bunch of camps, and there's thousands of kids. And you want to walk away saying, hey, you left an impression on every kid.
Right.
You left a good impression. And you try your best to, and then the pressure is to make sure that you're using the tools that you have, to really uplift people in the right way.
Yeah.
And that to me,
It's a challenge.
It's a challenge,
Wow.
but you try to push through and you try to have patience and you work on it.
What's your favorite Yiddish word?
Yiddish?
Yeah.
Let me think. There's a few of them.
Okay, go for it.
Famous, the favorite, you're saying?
Yeah.
Mit der Starkheit.
Good. Very nice. I know, especially now, the chassidim, you just did a concert recently, 2 years ago.
By the way,
with
when somebody
the
tells me
chassidim.
Zaim is gesund, I go, "Mich mit der Starkheit." I add that.
Yeah.
I try to be the last word there.
Very nice. You understand Yiddish?
A
Or
little bit.
right.
But the
You just,
Hasidic concert,
yeah, you just did 2 years ago, and they
Yeah.
loved you, and I know why. I can tell you why. Because between me and you, let me frame this correctly. You're a great performer. So for the chassidim, it was interesting to watch a great performer. You understand what I'm saying? I watched that concert live.
Oh,
and I
you
remember,
watched it? You were there?
No, I was
Oh, you
watching.
watched
It was
it.
live. It was still halfway
it was on-
COVID.
right.
And I remember just the way you walked up, and I was like, of course they brought Shwekey. The guy can perform. You came up with your nice suit and the nice pants, and you just did your thing. They enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it tremendously, you should know.
Why?
I really enjoyed. The Hasidim are so into the details. They love to know the background of the song, how it was composed, when it was composed, what did you eat that day?
That's my next question, literally.
Paprikash potatoes over there in the Borough Park, where the guy says, "Vos noch," and I'm ordering, and he's telling me, "Vos noch," and I put on a strammel, and I asked the guy, "How much is it?" He said, like $7,000. I'm like, "Wow!" And it's heavy. I don't know how you move your head with that thing. It's like animals on your. It's amazing. And first of all, it's beautiful, but it's something that I really enjoyed. I enjoyed their interest.
Curiosity.
Their Hasidim are very curious.
Yeah.
They want to know everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. What did you do this and how you? I'm like, wow, what's all these questions?
Yeah.
It's not Pesach.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was amazing.
Well, Chassidim always connected to your songs. I mean, I remember when Ben Bagbag came out.
That's right.
That was like our coolest song ever.
As you see the words on the wall over there.
Oh, Ben Bagbag, wow.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Shlomi Huda Rechner sent me that from Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That was, I think, one of your first hits, no? Like Caught Up on Fire, and everybody was just singing it.
Yeah, it was
My next question is literally, and now I feel like the biggest chusad ever, but my next question is, what's your favorite food?
wow.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
you kind of predicted it, Shwekey.
I predicted it.
Yeah.
The truth is, Friday, I tell you, in Deal, New Jersey, there was a guy who invited me, and I was jumping from there to there. I had to go to him. He says, I'm having a herring party. Herring. I'm like, what? A Sephardic guy here in Deal having herring? I said, I went there. He had every type of herring. And it was something I enjoyed very much. It was my favorite food of all time. I don't know, but it's up there.
Herring.
It's up there.
Okay.
The right herring, the fresh ones.
All right. Favorite song, or I know favorite.
A good potato kegel is also up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite song is not really a question, but I'd say a song, one of your songs that you personally connect.
Let me tell you, I don't mean to sound, cliche answers, but every song that I put out, I'm into it to put out. If I'm not into the message and into the song, I won't release it.
Right.
So now I'm very much into this dance song because we're releasing it now, so that's where my head is at. And every song I put out has a unique, somebody asked me, your children, which child do you like best?
Right.
Each one is different. Each
Right.
one is beautiful. Each one is great. I love each one. Songs, I like that also. And sometimes you get in the mood to sing different things, but
Right.
whatever song I'm releasing, I'm into. There's no question about it. Otherwise, I wouldn't put it out.
Right, and as you mentioned, you do so many different genres. It's very interesting. You do Israeli, you do Hasidish, you do
English.
English, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're jumping around.
I have two more over here. Your biggest show, Yaakov. Your biggest show. First of all, I personally love the concert in Casaria. I don't know if that was one of your big. It probably was, I think. I mean, but I personally love that show. You were fire over there in Casaria. You remember your show?
Oh yeah, sure. We did a bunch there.
Yeah. So biggest show, I guess, quantity. Yeah.
One of the biggest ones, and one of the ones I'll never, ever, ever forget, was celebrating 50 years of Yerushalayim at the Kotel.
Wow. Yeah, I watched that one.
It was like 150,000 people there. Really? And it was something so unique at the Kotel, where you're praying, where you're davening. You're singing, and there's people, Ani ma'amin be, and you see the crowd. You can't see the end.
Yeah.
It, to me, was one of the most memorable. I mean, that and for sure is up there. There's no question.
You're traveling tomorrow. What does Shwekey need to have when he travels?
I need to have some books. I need to have it because I need to have I need to have the headphones, making sure I download what I need to listen to. That's for sure.
Novels or self-help or
No, I'm reading now a book called, actually, I think it's by a Hasidic guy, I'm not sure. It's called The Joy of Emunah. Mm-hmm. It's a great, great book. You talk about Emunah, talk about being besimcha, everybody should read that book, The Joy of Emunah.
Joy of Emunah.
There's another book, Making a Kiddush Hashem, by Art Scroll. Also a great, great book. No, I'm reading books that can really, I don't have much time at home, so when I go on a plane, it's a time to zone in and to read and to
You don't get bored 11, 12 hours?
I do. I don't love the flights. I'm not a flight guy. I mean, some people like it. I'm not. I try to take advantage of the time, that you can have, focused and for yourself.
No cell phone. No.
There's no phone. There's no this. But, I think that that's a great time to read and to learn and to accomplish.
Amazing. That's all my questions.
And now they have shiurim on Elal. They're saying, I see shiurim, I see this. I said, wow, it's amazing. You don't have only, stuff that you can just waste time. They have stuff that you can really...
Elal has shiurim now?
Amazing. Rabbi Eli Mansur, a friend of mine who's from this community, has his parsha classes on there.
Really?
Yeah, so there's no excuse not to learn, Yeah. I'm here, I got to learn,
Exactly.
But you'll be surprised. I met a lot of unbelievable people on airplanes over the years. People that I'm friendly with till today. Because you're on a plane, there's nowhere to go. You know what I mean? The guy has to sit there. I have to sit there. And finally, you get to know each other. You're like, wow, today everybody's bringing their phones to dinners.
Yeah.
The best thing is no phones. Right. Hashem knew, by the way, when he created Shabbos. No phones, no nothing. Right. The greatest... That's what I'm doing with the Shabbos project, and with the Art Scroll. Connecting your youth back to Shabbos. Yeah. Understand what you're singing. Understand the gift of it. Right. And realize the beauty of it. Thank you so much, Eli, for coming.
My biggest pleasure. Thank you for sitting down with me. And Rabbi Side tickets, we're going to post the link in the description to purchase tickets for this concert.
Looking forward.
I look forward to being there. And maybe you're going to give me a high from the stage.
Of course I'm going to give you a high. No question about it.
Of course. Stage, Thank you so much.
Bring some kigel
really,
with you,
really
right?
A pleasure. Yeah, you want kigel?
From Tom's River, right? Chassidish kigel.
Okay, Heimish kigel.
Heimish.
All right, that's a good idea. Let's bring kigel. I have a vlog now. Now I have a vlog idea. Thank you so much, Yaakov, for your time. Thank you for inviting me into your home.
Greatest pleasure.
And friends, Rabbi said, first of all, you can purchase this tumblers, amazing, or these mugs to support the podcast.
Beautiful. Positivity.
It's positivity. This one says drink in positivity.
Oh, that's great.
And this one also says drink in positivity.
That's great.
This is the biggest message.
Drink in positivity.
Yeah, let me close it so it doesn't spill on you. Yeah. So I would give you one, but this is still the prototype, so I'm gonna now have a reason to come back to bring you one.
Thanks so much.
Friends, reminder to please like this episode, share, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. We're gonna also put Shwekey's, you all follow him anyway, whatever. What am I?
But thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Hatzlacha, bracha, whatever you do, keep inspiring the nation.
Amen. Thank you.
Take care.